What's up, everybody? It's Kimi Coco, and we have a special guest today. I want to give props to Gen Z and all the action that they've been doing. They got out and voted. They have been online, being very politically active. So I want to applaud Gen Z right now. Devin is from Free My People, and tell us about Free My People.
Yeah, so Free My People is a youth-led, mainly Black youth-led coalition of organizations and organizers and activists from all across the country. We come together just like we are now to fight against the injustices going on throughout the country, and each respective community. So right now we're working on trying to achieve justice for Jaheim McMillan and the Gulfport Four. But yes, a little bit about Free My People.
Okay, so Gulfport, Mississippi. There's a case going on right now involving a young man. He is 15 years old. Tell us how Free My People got involved in this case, and then let's discuss exactly what's going on with that case.
Elijah, I should say, for sure. She's one of our, leaders of the coalition, and she really has been hitting the ground running in Gulfport, Mississippi, working with the family, really making sure she's hands-on and knowledgeable about everyone and everything, so that way she's able to, and other people, of course, within the coalition are able to make an effective impact and not just come in and maybe make a mess of things or leave things worse than when they came. They really do care about making a good impact.
So as we've seen in the past, unfortunately, we've been going through this for years, for generations as a Black community. You see when something happens in the community, it takes a village, it takes the nation, it takes everybody getting involved, sounding the alarm and calling attention to what's going on. So this particular case out of Gulfport, Mississippi, it's Jaheim McMillan, a 15-year-old boy. He was at a Family Dollar with his friends, I'm assuming. I don't know all the details. You can give that to us. But he was shot by a police officer in Gulfport, Mississippi. This was in October. It is November now. The last I've seen of it, and there has been national attention brought to it. It's been on television. It's been on Roland Martin. It's been on the cable. It's been on the local news. Last I heard, they hadn't released the body camera footage from the police officer. I've seen this happen in the past where the body cam footage is not released right away. And it's kind of like the police department is kind of just like, oh, we just ignore them. They'll go away. And so that's why groups like yours are so important. So tell us exactly what we know so far about that case.
So there's so many things going on with it, unfortunately. But right now, the body cam, as far as body cam footage goes, there was some footage released, but it was altered by the police department.
Okay, so the footage that I think that you're talking about is from Family Dollar. So Family Dollar released their security footage to the police department,
right?
But at that point it was altered. So what we still don't have any body cam from the police officer that, okay.
No, we don't have any body cam, nothing unaltered, nothing at all. We're still trying to, of course, get that footage and have it released to the public, or at least have the family see it. But of course, release to the public as well. But we haven't gotten any of that.
So Ben Crump is the attorney handling this case. Is that correct?
Yes.
So we know how Ben Crump gets involved, and he gets a lot of attention to the case. What is going on right now? What is the state of the case? What's going on with the family?
So I'm gonna be honest, I haven't spoken with the family one-on-one. So as far as the case goes, I don't want to say anything that may be inaccurate or misinform, the audience or anything like that. So I wouldn't want to speak on that per se right now. However, I know they're working on it. I've interned under Ben Crump myself, and worked with the family of George Floyd. So I know behind the scenes that they're hard at work doing the right work for Jaheim and his family.
Wow. Yeah. So this later on this week, there'll be a rally in Gulfport, Mississippi. Tell us about that.
Yes, ma'am. So that rally will be at 1 p.m. in Gulfport, Mississippi. I'm gonna get the address for you right now. Um, the address will be at 1016 Pass Road, Gulfport, Mississippi, at the Family Dollar. So we want to make sure that we have, everyone there, as many people as possible, just to show support for the family and the life of Jaheim McMillan. And also the four boys who are still, involved in this, unfortunately, having their lives altered. So we want to make sure the Gulfport Four is also getting that attention.
So tell us about the Gulfport Four. Is that a different case?
No, it's actually the same case. So we're the five of them together, Jaheim and the Gulfport Four, who were together that day, and then the Gulfport Four were arrested. Um, Unfortunately, that's of course when Jaheim was murdered, but they were arrested and they were taken to juvenile detention. Um, they each had a bond of 500,000. Well, not excuse me, each. In total, it was $500,000. Regardless, it's too much money
So
for
what
these
were they
young men.
charged with? What were those children charged with?
They were each charged with 2 counts of $250,000 each, and they had to be bonded out. I believe $50,000 cash each.
For
So
children?
for children, and the oldest one is 17 years old, and they're trying to charge him as an adult, basically saying that he had a weapon um, at the age of 17. But however, in Mississippi, you can carry a weapon open carry. You don't need any license or anything like that. So it's kind of redundant, or not really redundant, but it's going against each other to say that he needs to be charged as an adult at 17 for supposedly carrying a weapon when at 18 you can carry a weapon openly in Mississippi. So it just doesn't add up.
Yeah, those gun laws are very tricky. I tell
Right.
people this all the time. They've made it easier for you to carry a gun, but
Mm-hmm.
the consequences for using them are
Yes.
different.
Yes.
I understand that everybody thinks that stand your ground laws are equal, but
Yes.
they're not. But we're talking about juveniles in this case. So there were four boys that were unjustly held in jail for a little over a week.
Yes.
These children were in jail without parental contact and were forced to sign paperwork without an attorney present or parental consent. They are being charged with aggravated assault despite them never assaulting the police, and they have been cooperating.
Yes.
I know you guys are really, really young, but when I was growing up, there was a case that involved some teenagers called the Central Park Five. And
Yes. Mm-hmm.
have we not learned anything from that? Police officers, courts, and like, I mean, it's just ridiculous. So go ahead and continue to tell us what else is going on in Gulfport with the case.
Yeah, sure. So this case is eerily reminiscent to the Central Park Five,
Yeah.
in so many tragic ways. And I know for sure right now, the four young, I don't want to say young adults, they're teenagers. It's Kion, 16 years old, Dexter, 17-year-old. That's the one I was just mentioning to you. Sean is 14 years old, and Ulrich is 15 years old. So these four are, now facing all this at such a young age, on top of the fact that the Gulfport school system has expelled them from school without having any type of, final judgment, without having any, real say in court yet. They're already expelled from school when that's our lifeline to have a better life for ourselves is education. So having that stripped from them already at their young ages is just reckless.
Right. Oh my goodness. So how has the community in Gulfport gotten involved and rallied around this family?
So there has been a few activists, and to my knowledge, they've been doing good work, and of course, gathering everyone else to come in and help out as much as possible. So the family, to my knowledge, is they're holding on and they're working with the individuals on the ground right now to make sure they can keep the fight going, and keep applying the pressure to the public officials and everyone who needs to be held accountable.
One thing I've seen regarding this case that I've never seen in any other cases, although this has a lot of similarities to some cases that have gone on of police murder that have gone on in the past. This case in particular, there are two eyewitnesses that are both white who are like, hey, look, I saw these kids riding and I saw what happened. And as soon as this kid hopped out the car, the cop shot him. Have those two eyewitnesses been vocal about what they've seen? Because I'm seeing just random video of people from the scene that day recording these people saying, look, police officer, I saw what happened. And the police are just like, hey, back up, back up. But do you know if those witnesses have been vocal in the community?
So when it comes to some of the witnesses, I know some of them have not been identified, unfortunately, but I think specifically those one individual who was like yelling at the police was not identified. But I know other individuals who have witnessed it. They've come to certain news sources or publications and have spoken up. And we'll send you that information too about where they've spoken to, who their names are, and things like that.
Okay,
So their voices can be amplified.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I've also seen on social media a call to boycott Family Dollar.
Correct.
So how do you think that will be an effective way to I mean, I'm all for boycotting, but I need people to understand, maybe coming from you, it'll, you'll say it in your Gen Z way. Why you think that that would be an effective way to get this message across?
Well, of course, I know you all know that the nature of boycotting is really to get the attention out, and especially to take our money away from it, right? So with that in mind, I believe at least the attention part will help people understand the gravity of the situation. I personally, I'm not speaking for female people when I say this or anyone else. Me personally, I have understanding that Family Dollar will probably survive the boycott, unfortunately, because they're a billion-dollar industry that is in control of so many things, and that's American capitalism, right? But at least us raising our voice against them and telling them, hey, we don't care how much money you have, we're still holding our money, to ourselves, because this injustice right here is something that is not acceptable. It's not something that we can just, skate by on and just think like, oh, well, it's just another shooting, just another shooting. It doesn't need to be another shooting, period. So the fact that Family Dollar and Dollar General corporations are complicit with the body camera situation and not really advocating on behalf of Jaheim in a situation, we are, only right to withhold our funds and to apply pressure to them as well, being that they're not being an ally in the situation that doesn't even need to be happening in the first place.
Right. So again, for everyone that is watching this, it happened in a parking lot at Family Dollar. Family Dollar released their security footage, not to the families, but they released it to the police, and then there was some altering done to it, and there still hasn't been any body camera footage released. And body camera footage, you can release it pretty quickly when you have to. Okay, so we're good. So we have Charlonda Brown, who is the auntie. First of all, I want to say my condolences to your family. I'm sorry for your loss. I'm sorry that all this had to happen. I'm sorry for this tragedy, and I want you guys to know that anything that we can do to amplify it, we're gonna do.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know if you know Devin, but Devin is from Free the People, and they're a coalition of activists that's bringing attention to this case. So we appreciate you joining us.
Yes, ma'am.
So we were just talking before you joined us about the fact that the body camera footage hadn't been released yet from the police department. Is that still the case?
That is still the case. You know what? It's crazy because I'm doing a toy drive for Jaheim, and I stopped by someone's house to grab some toys, and we were talking, and I thought about it. If they had footage of Jaheim pointing that gun and wanting to shoot the police officer, you know how fast they would have released that? it wouldn't even, we couldn't even said nothing before anybody even left the crime scene. It would have been on the news. That's a fact. It would have. So they're holding this body footage and they don't want to give it up. But if you say it happened just like you said it, I don't understand what's the complication in it.
Right, right. So we were just talking before you joined us about how the family found out and what happened that day on the scene. Were you there that day?
I wasn't on the scene. I was actually at home when Trina called me, and I headed down there and made it straight to the hospital. But Amir, where were you at that day? You were at work. I got his sister's here, Amir Mateen. She's here.
Okay.
At the end, you were at the hospital. No, baby. I didn't know that. I'm sorry.
I work in the hospital. I can get through all this.
I'm so sorry, y'all.
That's okay.
Been a really rough day for me and her, so we decided to come out and get us something to eat.
Right, and we thank you.
I didn't realize she made it to the hospital to be able to see her brother on the stretcher, and she works at the hospital, so I didn't know that, so we wasn't no talking that day. But from my understanding, Trina, when she made it up there, she went trying to walk towards them. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mir. Walk towards them. She tried to come. Can you hear her?
Can she sit next to you?
You mind, Mir? But you can talk. I'll let you guys.
Okay.
She can hear you. Go ahead, tell them here.
My mom was trying to get in the hospital, like through the regular doors, the emergency downstairs.
Go back to the scene. Did your mama tell you what happened at the scene?
Yeah, when she tried to run up on the scene, they handcuffed her and walked her across the street and was holding her across the street. I can't remember what she said they were saying to her. They were saying something to her and telling her she can't go over there. And she was like, "That's my son." And they basically were saying like she can't go over there, like that ain't her son. She can't be on the scene. I'll go see who that is and go check, you know.
You had disgusting that it is. Oh, but it don't stop.
And they won't let her in at the hospital that I work at. They won't let her in the doors. But when she called me and told me she was in the front, I came through the emergency side. I was outside already, but I came back in through the other side and told them like, you know, that's my mom. She can come in. And they said we can sit in the waiting room behind the office, but we didn't want to sit up there. She wanted to, you know, she wanted to go upstairs. Yeah. So she stayed outside.
They put handcuffs on the mother.
And they put handcuffs on the baby while he bleeding on the pavement in front of the Family Dollar. And that's what had me today. That's what took me out. I was looking at those photos and I zoomed in and I just, Lord Jesus. It's been rough today. I'm not understanding. I can't understand it. What would make them
You said lemonade,
right?
Put
the handcuffs on them? And they knew when they walked up on him with the handcuffs, they knew where he was bleeding from. That was undeniable. And he seen the blood on the ground himself. What is he gonna do?
There was a man on the scene on the video that seen what happened, and he was like, he's triggered. The man triggered him. Y'all need to take him
right.
back.
We saw the man on the video tell what happened. There were two people there, and the
cop that walked up to him didn't even look like he was writing them down, you know, taking up what he was saying.
That's what it looked like to me. And today was the first day that when it first happened, I didn't watch any news, nothing. You know, I didn't have my phone neither. Not like going on anything, you know. So today I watched the video of a black man, and it was so disappointing, and it broke my heart. I'm doing a story on my nephew. It was really kind of disgusting if you think about it. But the little clip of video he's seen, I never seen that before. I never seen any of the new stuff, just the stuff now when people are letting us tell a story and people are supporting us. Like I'm seeing that heavy. I try not to pay attention to foolishness because it don't matter, and people want to be. Jaheim wasn't a bad kid. You know, when people ask me, I'm telling you the truth. He is goofy. They play too much. I play too much. Like, I really realized that today I play too much. That's why they play so much. So everything was all of us, you know, just playing around, pranking each other. If we're not out to eat, that's what we love to do. We're always out to eat. We love to eat. Eat. And
what grade was he in?
9th grade. I have a 15-year-old. They're twins. Derek and Jaheim are twins. Trina was pregnant with Jaheim, and I was pregnant with Derek.
Wow.
And they so every milestone that Derek took, Jaheim took, but Jaheim was always taking the steps first.
Yeah.
Even though Derek is way bigger than him, always been bigger than him. It's just Jaheim was always that's his brother, that's his cousin. They love
Right.
that's my nephew. I love him.
Right.
Always helpful, always wanting to do something. I don't know if you guys got to look at my page, but I'm so sorry, I'm so emotional.
That's
I
okay.
watched the video. Of us in the house moving around, and I had cooked some fries and burgers because that's what we always do it. Eating. And so as I'm, getting my food, I'm telling them who's gonna do what. And I hear somebody tell Jaheim, you gotta take the trash out. Jaheim said, no, I didn't. I fixed the place for all the kids. And I said, man, tell them that because they gonna make you no maid around here. So he gonna get the job done without you asking. I call him the kid whisperer. Because them kids gonna love Jaheim. Jaheim was perfect. And I'm not just saying because he my nephew, but he was perfect. He was a kid, like a normal kid. So no matter what happened before, it only mattered what happened after. And it's a fact that we ain't gonna never see Jaheim no more. He gonna be forever young. So, and people want to say like they hear whispers about stuff, but you can't whisper anything that he's a normal kid.
Right. So I'm sorry that your family has to go through this. Devin, I don't know if you know this about December 3rd, but there's going to be a big rally going on. So Devin, bring us up to speed on that again.
Yes, and thank you. I'm so sorry you'll have to deal with that, but we're here to support you in every way. And the rally, again, will be at the Family Dollar at 1 p.m. in Gulfport, Mississippi. I can give that address one more time. Give me 1 second. I'm sorry. I went away from my screen. So that address.
December 3rd.
Address will be, yes.
Yeah, that's why I was making sure she can hear us. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, ma'am. December 3rd at 1 p.m. 1016 Pass Road, Gulfport, Mississippi.
Also on social media, if you use the hashtag anyone could be Jaheim, a lot of people are posting using that hashtag, and you can find out more information and keep up with this case. There's also some phone numbers that you might want to use to apply pressure to the government and the officials in Gulfport, Mississippi. The mayor is Billy Hughes. His phone number is 228-868-5801. The Gulfport, Mississippi Police Department, area code 288-868-5900. Are you in Gulfport, Miss Charlonda?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm in Gulfport, Mississippi.
So do you agree with everyone in their boycotting of the store itself?
Yeah, and I initiated that because this what happened. We were already feeling like why the Family Dollar wouldn't give us the video, like give us the video. We want to see the video, but they wasn't hearing that, right? So we need to boycott the Family Dollar. So as we started protesting, it started making their business slow down. So I'm like, now we seeing it, our presence need to really be heavy there. Because people, even though they're going to still shop there, they was ashamed to shop there at that moment.
Right.
So it was a business. So exactly 27 days, because it was the next day, 27 days, they decided to release the video to an attorney that Trina had spoke to, like, at the very beginning. We really forgot about him because we didn't sign any paperwork, none of that. We kind of forgot about him. So they remember he asked for the video at the beginning, right? So they hurry up and just sent it to him. He didn't even know he was getting it. He didn't even know that he had got it. Ben Crump and Conway didn't even know, our lawyers, they didn't even know that the video even supposed to exist. So the Family Dollar had already put a poster. I got it at my house. I used to at the house. Well, they put a flyer on the door saying that they released the video to the Macmillan family, missing Brule investigation, couple police. Ooh, we were so excited. I don't think you understand. When we walked up there, because we doing the protest, we walked up there, we seen it, was like, what? Lord Jesus, thank you, Lord. I called my sister. She just started crying in Walmart. We so excited. And so I called my sister before I made it back over there to Trina. And I say, Trina, where's the tape? And she was like, I don't know. Maybe the lawyers got it. So we couldn't call them at that hour. So the next day I called and they was like, I don't know nothing about a tape. I don't know nothing about a tape. And then the lawyer ended up reaching out to Trina, telling Trina that he received the video. But let me tell you something that's very disgusting with this lawyer. I don't know if Trina decided to still work with him, but I want to let you know. It is very important to let you know this. He was more worried about the Family Dollar lawyers. They were upset. Mira, Raiden hung my live up. You got to get off of you.
No, you're still there. We still see you.
Okay. Can you call Ray and tell her stop? Hold on 1 second. So he was worried about the dollar lawyers. So I'm sorry, I just speeded up a little bit. So when we see the video, I called my sister and Trina. We didn't know it was too late for the law firm to be open. So we were gonna continue we're gonna call the next day. So in the midst of that, you know what? Yeah. We did talk to him, and the very next day we talked to him, and after we realized he was caring about the Family Dollar lawyer, and he was like, let them put the signs up because I got the video and they gave it. But I said, no. They didn't, they could still see me, hear me. They said he was, she wanted to give you a chance to call her because she keep on calling me. My 7-year-old has something today that she told me at last moment and she want to keep on calling me. So I'm sorry, y'all. So when we realized the lawyer was more worried about the Family Dollar, I let him, he hung up on Trina. He tried to act like the phone call disconnected, but he hung up. He was mad. He heard me in the background like, no, we don't give them permission to put no sign up. We're not going to help vindicate them. First of all, you went and put that sign up without our permission. And the fact I'm saying our permission, because you ain't give us no video. So if you saying you gave it to our lawyer, that's what you should have been transparent with the community. Because when people seen that, people had seen that all day. We didn't know about it till the evening. People had seen that all day, and they were whispering saying, well, y'all got the video. That's what y'all been screaming about. Y'all ain't saying nothing, so the police got to be telling the truth. We didn't even know those conversations were being had. So you see what the Family Dollar did? So we're not about to vindicate you on nothing. You making us lose supporters and you giving false information about us. So they send one of the big guys out there, and I had a conversation with him, and he tried to tell me.
You mean somebody in corporate at Family Dollar?
Yeah, came down. See, when I went that morning and took the flyers down twice, and the second time I took it down, I said, listen, you put that flyer up, it's gonna have, I'm not coming back in here peaceful to pull it down. You need to call who you need to call. Don't put them flyers back up. They didn't put them flyers back up. So when I came back that evening, I went in my robe. Once I realized them lawyers didn't know what was going on, whoa, Family Dollar, what are y'all doing? So I came back out there at 5:00 p.m. The signs wasn't up. So it was some people in the store. They looked like regular people, but when he walked up and approached me, introduced himself, and I realized he was somebody important. He was like trying to explain to me, Miss Brown, you know, I had introduced myself. I say, he said, well, we have the flyers changed. We have that, we released it to the Macmillan Mateen lawyer. Can we put them up now? I said, absolutely not. He was like, why it's changed? Is that, I said, well, yeah, you did change it. And it probably would have been different if you did it at the beginning, saying you released it to the Macmillan's lawyer. It would have been totally different because how can I be mad? The lawyers got it. So you only put that up because you had wind that was going to be a boycott. And on top of that, you wasn't doing it from the kindness of your heart.
Right.
But not doing it. So he was like trying to explain to me, well, it takes, you know, a while to get the cameras and get the footage. I said, well, the police had it the very same day. And if that's the case, why didn't you reach out to us? If you were trying to help so much, why didn't you reach out and say, we're working on getting you guys that video because we want to, you know, whatever we can do to help comfort you, we're going to do that to support this family and let you know we're sorry for your loss. Nobody did that. Oh, we didn't know. He said, we didn't know who the family was. Y'all, it's a fact. My car is recognizable. Trina car is recognizable. And Trina goes up there all times of the day when it first happened. She stayed up there. And everybody's seen her crying on Facebook.
And Trina is his mother.
His mother, yes. Yeah, and the woman that worked there personally knew Jaheim. The manager knew Jaheim and knew Trina. So all they had to do was ask their employees. Do y'all know how to get in touch with the family? So when I said, look, he's like, he thought he was going to smooth talk me. No, sir, I comprehend very well. And what you saying not matching with the facts. You were never, you only doing this to you guys benefit. You don't care about us. No, I don't participate in what you putting that sign up. I have nothing to do with that. I have nothing to do with you guys vindicating you, none of that. No.
So the Family Dollar, they released the tape to the lawyers, but the police have not released their body camera footage.
When we met with the BBI, they told us it can take up to 6 months to a year to get the investigation completed, right? So that means we can't get the body footage until they through with investigating. It's funny. It's just the funniest thing in the world to me.
But it's one thing.
One action. You say this is what happened. Just show the video. Maybe it's something more complicated than we can. They not mentioning that. They didn't mention that at all. You're right, Mira.
So have you been in contact with the families of the other 4 children?
Yes, ma'am.
And what are they going through?
It's bad for them too. Life ain't going on.
Right.
Especially Katrina. What's fat name? Yuri? I just call him fat. I know Jaheim's friend is fat. I'm trying to tell you that now him and Jaheim were thick as thieves, and Trina knew. So I called Fat Mama Katrina, and I called my Katrina Trina. They wasn't like friends or nothing, but them kids were. And Jaheim and Trina, them and that family. Yeah, I know what I want. Let me get that Texarkana quesadilla with no vegetables.
Separate ticket?
No, together.
Oh, together. Okay, so you want the quesadilla with like steak, chicken, shrimp?
Yeah. No vegetables. Rice and beans, you got a combo?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
So yeah, they said I went and seen Fat the other day because he was on my mind heavy. What's his real name? Uric.
And they were arrested, huh?
Eric Ellis Jr. and they was charged as
adults.
Yeah, as adults, saying like they killed him, they shot him. What is it called?
Aggravated assault. That's what it was. So I'm pretty sure with a deadly weapon for it to be a felony.
So the aggravated assault charge is coming from them assuming that those kids.
They said that they shot. They did that.
I haven't.
And they didn't let the parents or nobody talk to them. That same night they went to jail, the parents they questioned them and talked to them without their parents up in there and charged them as adults. And didn't even let them talk use the phones in the beginning.
But nobody, I don't think they're allowed to speak on the case, so we never asked them about what was going on. We can only see
that. That's understandable because they're children.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they're still children.
You can see they wearing it like Fat. When I went to see him, I just hugged him. And I needed to see him because
Lord have mercy.
Mr. Jaheim, I was trying to get some comfort from my emptiness from him.
And Fat and him be with each other.
And they were together every day,
I'm sorry for your loss, sister. I know you don't want to be on camera, but I hope you can hear me. And I pray that you and your family get strength from the Lord through this.
Thank you.
You're welcome, baby. Devin, you have anything you want to say?
I'm just taken aback by everything I'm hearing. It's it's hard to really just wrap your head around. But we're here again, like I said, to be the foot soldiers you all need, and just be here for everything you all need, because you all shouldn't have to deal with this by yourselves. So at the end of the day, we are going to make sure that Jaheim and all four of the boys get justice, because they didn't deserve any of this. So anything you all need, we got you. And of course, we'll be ready for December 3rd at 1 p.m. at Family Dollar.
Yeah, Charlonda, we're gonna let you enjoy your meal and spend time and relax and just decompress. Thank you for talking with us. We are here. If you ever want to talk, just reach out to us. Again, my condolences to your family. We're gonna make sure that this keeps getting attention and you keep your foot on their necks about this.
Yeah. Thank you
All right.
so much.
You're welcome.
Good evening, guys.
Goodbye. Wow, that's a lot. So we have our marching orders, and just talking to her about what's going on, it just like is this 1980? I mean, I just can't believe that this is that the cops are still handling things this way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's amazing in all the wrong ways. It happens over and over and over again. And I remember what comes to mind is an old interview from Tupac, where he was stating that people are going to be tired. They're going to be tired, and they're going to be, tired of being tired, basically. And that when they rise up, not saying it's going to be violence and like that, but basically when they start to quote unquote fight back, it's because they're tired. They want an end to it. They've had enough. So that's just what comes to mind with all of this, because we're not going to go away because this keeps happening. All we want is to live peacefully, but when our peace is interrupted, we're going to make sure that we keep fighting so that we can live in our peace, that we can have a full, fulfilling life without the threat of police violence, without the threat of systematic injustices, racism, and things like that prevent us from living a full life. So that's what I can go on and on. I'm sorry, but
that's fine.
An issue. Thank you. It's an issue that affects so much of us, young and old, or however you identify, or however you were raised or where you're from. It doesn't matter. As long as you have the skin that we have, and you have maybe the economic background that a lot of us have, it's not meant for you to be successful. So a situation like this will happen to Jaheim, and how the Gulfport 4 are now kicked out of school and expelled. It just goes to show that America is failing its youth, especially its Black youth, every single day, and they're not trying to take the steps, to make amends and improve the system, because they're still failing every day to just let us be free.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for what you're doing. Thank you for what Free the People is doing. So what was it like working under Ben Crump? Is that a part of your aspirations to be a lawyer?
Yes, ma'am. So just a little bit about me, which we'll go into answering that question. I changed my major about 4 times when I first started college. I'm a military veteran. Started about
Thank
6
you for
years
your
in the Army.
service.
Thank you for your support. And I say all that to say that originally I didn't have it all planned out on what I wanted to do. I was bouncing around for like business and psychology and music and things like that. But then when I'll be quite honest, when President Trump was elected in 2016, I seen that shift, and I was like, we need people who are not only going to vocalize themselves, they're going to do the work, not just complain, but do what they need to do to change society around them. So how this ties back into working for Attorney Crump, I didn't imagine I would be in the spaces I'm in today, and making the impact I'm able to make, and fighting for the things that we fight for, because I just seen a need that needed to be filled. And that's what I did. I stepped up, helped out whenever I can, however I can, and now I'm able to help out and working for, well, I won't say working, interning for Attorney Crump has allowed me to do that exponentially. Just being able to see how him and his associate attorneys really craft cases and analyze everything and just do everything so detailed while still impacting the family and being humble, regular, everyday people is inspiring.
Right. Well, thank you. We're going to wrap it up, guys. Again, if you want more information, just Google it. There's plenty of information online about what happened to Jaheim. I really, really, really want to keep up with this case. So if you guys don't mind, you know, just keeping us posted, we would love to be updated, and hopefully we'll have some information on how to get justice, or if justice is being served, or, you know, keep up with the trial and everything that's going to go on in the future with this case. Everybody, make sure that you get involved, get active, vote. If you don't want to vote, donate to something. But the government, at the end of the day, is who you're going to have to deal with when you have a situation like this. And don't ever sleep, because it could be anybody at any time. So catch up with y'all later. Thank y'all for checking out Live Hip Hop Daily. We'll talk to you soon. Peace.